Welcome back to another Pokemon Market Monday, home of the OG weekly market updates, where every Monday morning we go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going up in price. And we do also cover any big Pokemon news, like cards are set to get revealed. And we do have to do the question of the day. What do you guys think is the worst starter Pokemon with their entire evolution line? And we do have to give a quick thanks to our video sponsor, and that is COLLECTR. This app is the best of the best when it comes to tracking your collection. No other app even compares. I've tried every single one of them, and none of them even come close. And they're always trying to improve too by adding new cards, boxes, and features. So let us know down below if there's anything you want them to add or fix. And they also do more giveaways than anyone in this entire hobby. So make sure you follow them on all their socials. I'll have all the links in the description. And of course, if you guys want to try out PSA for your first time, click the link, use the code BEARD25, you get $25 off your first submission. And same thing with Tag. Click the link, use the code BEARD102, you get 10% off your first submission. And if you guys want to watch my Market Monday and my Falling Friday, hours before I post it on YouTube, and we're actually live in the chat doing a giveaway every video, definitely download the FANATICS Collect app. Just got to go follow my channel on there. You can just type in Pokebeard. And like I said, I give away every single video. So definitely check that out. I'll have all the links in the description. All right, hopping to Poke Beach. So we got a couple clear pictures of the new 30th anniversary Meowth. Looks like we are getting two different cards. So during the day, as you can see, everybody is sleeping. And then we have a night card where everybody is up, running around because, they're cats. So pretty adorable. I really, really like it. Some people were a little upset that it wasn't like connecting arts, but I think this is actually way cooler. Having a day and night card is just sick. But we got a couple more clear pictures of some of these Pikachus that look really, really good. I love the texture on them too. We're actually going to check out a sale of a few of those today. But yeah, I'm very, very excited for this 30th anniversary. All right, let's get into it. We have Celebrations, checking this regular ETB. So still going down in price, was at $500. Now last sold $340, $320, $370, $380. We do have some stuff going up in price today though. We got a few things bouncing back. Got the UPC market price $1280, still holding pretty good. And the Celebrations Pokemon Center ETB market price still $575. I think the premium figure collection is still doing decent. Not a ton of new sales. All that sold $336, $299, and $280, and $320. But again, the last sale was almost a month ago. So not a ton of movement for Celebrations. Next, we have Evolving Skies. Here is the regular Umbreon ETB. Was at $605. Now last sold $553, $535, and $530. And we will check the Pokemon Center ETB. Here's the Umbreon one. Last sold $1,100, and that was a sale before that. And those sales were about 2 to 3 weeks apart. So not a ton of sales for this box. When this stuff gets expensive, these sealed products, they just do not sell a ton on TCG Player because people want to see pictures, which makes sense. Next, we have the booster box was at $2,700. Now last sold $2,425, $2,525, and $2,500. Next, we have Crown Zenith. The regular ETB bounced back a little bit. Finally stopped dropping. Was at about $340. Now $325, $335, and $330. If we check the 3-month, the high was $350. So happy to see that one slowing down a little bit. Pokemon Center ETB market price $598. The Sea and Sky Premium Collection market price $381. We got the Zacian Premium Figure Collection right here. Still doing really good. Last sold $340, $348, and $345. Doing super, super good, especially, comparing it to the regular ETB, they're about neck and neck. And the Galarian Moltres tin was at $130. Now last sold $159, $142, and $155. Next, we have $151. Booster Bundle. Market price $185. Bouncing back a little bit. Most of the sales are around $182. And Pokemon Center ETB still holding strong. Market price $13.55. Got the UPC market price $928. Still struggling. And regular ETB is now below $600. Was at $617. Now last sold $571, $557, and $566. Next, we have Prismatic Evolutions. The SPC market price $275. Bouncing back a little bit, got down to about $262. We got one low sale here at $255. Otherwise, $285, $265, $275, $280. This box was at $320 a couple months ago. What else do we got? Pokemon Center ETB market price $473 now. This thing was at about $515. We got sales at $465, $460, and $480. And we got the Dollar General ETB market price $199. But if you actually check, there's barely any sales for this box. Like, it just almost never sells. Doesn't even have an average daily sold. So they've sold 13 of them in the last 3 months compared to the regular ETB, which has 27 average daily sold. 2,400 of them were sold in the last 3 months. So that is the difference. But this ETB still going down was at 207. Now last sold 159. All at 159. All right. What else do we got for Prismatic Evolutions? The Premium Figure Collection. Click on this one here. Still dropping. Last sold 218, 223, 219, 210. So starting to slow down a little bit at least. All right. Next we have Destined Rivals. Regular ETB still dropping. Market price $130. Booster box now in the 400s. This box is at $643. Now that sold $479, $475, $470. And if we check the 1 month, it is starting to kind of level out a little bit. So not sure if it will drop a ton more. What else do we have here? Pokemon Center ETB, market price $528. Still dropping. Last sold $516, $505, and $519. One high one at $680. So random. All right. Next, we have Ascended Heroes. Regular ETBs are kind of holding strong. Market price $170. They're not dropping nearly as fast as, Destined Rivals and all these other ETBs. We got that new Ascended Heroes Focus Fighters Premium Collection. Market price $220. Got the Pokemon Center ETB. Still, unfortunately, dropping. Market price $430. Slowing down, though, at least. And I want to find the mini tin display. I have not clicked on this one for a while. Yeah, still dropping. What was that? $360. Now that sold $290, $290, and $299. All right, let's get into it. We have Chaos Rising Booster Box. We checked the 1 month. It got down to $174. Now that sold all at about $193. We got a couple at $188. Next, Battle Style still doing really good. Was at $269. Now that sold $295, $293, and $280. And this box sells one per day, with the total sold for the last 3 months, 124. So not too bad, honestly. Next, we have the Sword and Shield base set booster box. This one, we do not have a ton sold on here. We don't even have an average daily sold. And total sold is 16 for the last 3 months. So, but which is still more than, I think it was the Evolving Skies Pokemon Center ETB we looked at, which is still more than that Prismatic Evolutions Dollar General ETB. That's why I'm not a big fan of those stickers. People were constantly saying to me that they think, it'll be worth more because it has that original price. But normally, if it has a sticker, it's always worth less than a clean pack or box. But yeah, the Sword and Shield base set booster box is still doing really good. We got a couple new sales here. Last sold $791 and $690, $699. Another one at $799. This thing is worth more than Brilliant Stars and Chilling Rain. That's why I like to get a little bit of each set, because you never know what's going to happen. Next, we have the Journey Together booster box. This was at $281. Now last sold $314 and $299. Next, we have the Silver Tempest Pokemon Center ETB. Was at $322. Now last sold $400, $399, and $419. Next, we have the Twilight Masquerade regular ETB. Was at $104. Now last sold $114, $135, $129, and $112. Next, we have the Twilight Masquerade Pokemon Center ETB. Was at $181. Now last sold $195, $190, $193. And we have the Lost Origin Pokemon Center ETB. Was at $331. Now $395, $370, and $400. Next, we have the Scarlet and Violet Pokemon Center ETB. This is the Miraidon one. Was at $306. Now that sold $315, $319, and $310. Next, we have the Greninja UPC. Was at $393. Now $526, $530, $493. Crazy. All right, let's get into some cards. Not a ton, but we got a few cards kind of bouncing back. But here's the Slowbro from Pitch Black, holding strong. All last sold right around $15 to $16. That's what it was last weekend when I had my show. Next, we have the Piplup from Phantasmal Flames. Got down to about 12 or 13. Now last sold 14, 15, 16. We even got one at 18. Next, we have the Meowth from Phantasmal Flames. Got down to $19. Now last sold 24, 25, 22, and 20. Next, we have the Machoke from 151, got down to $21. Now last sold, got one at 20, but most of them are at 23, 24, and 25, with one even at $35. Next, the Ninetales from Obsidian Flames got down to $38. Now last sold 56, 42, 40. Most of them are right around $40, and this card was pretty expensive. Got up to $53. Next, we have the Marnie's Morpeko. This was a $43 card. Kind of leveling out right now. Last sold 53, 54, and 55. Next, we have the Charmander from 151. If we check the 3-month, it was at $129, dropped down to 81 or 82, and now last sold 90, 95, and 93. Next, we have the Eevee from Twilight Masquerade. Was at $85. This card just keeps going up and down, but now last sold 90, 87, 104, 90, 95. Next, the Groudon. Beautiful illustration. Where was that? Like 115. Now last sold 138, 123, 125. Like this actually has a line going straight up, which we really have not seen yet this summer. There are no special illustration rares going up in price right now. It's kind of crazy. Next, we have the white full art Reshiram. Was at 427. Now last sold 549, 520, and 490. Next, here's the black Zekrom full art. Was at 477. Now last sold 650, 648, and 600. Next, we have the red Victini from White Flare. Was at 418. Now 599 and 619. Next, we have the Victini from Black Bolt. Was at 512. Now 659, 655, and 640. And we got a couple alternate arts that are still doing pretty good. We got the Leafeon V. This was at 122. Now 168, 152, and 165. Next, we have the Sylveon V. Alternate art was at $150. Now 206, 200, and 198. And we have the Glaceon V Max from Evolving. Was at 275. Now 550. Oh wait, that's PSA 10 listings. Near mint is 314, 322, and 320. The PSA 10 and Raw are really not that far apart. I actually just got this card vending the other day. Next, we have the Umbreon V from Evolving. Was at 355. Now 399, 448, 420. But if you check the 1 year, this card got all the way up to $687. And we have the Gengar VMAX. Was at 872. Now 1100, 1180. And we got a couple low ones here, 919, 869. So kind of all over the place, to be honest, for this Gengar. Now for the fun part, we have a couple new cards from the 30th anniversary that sold on eBay. So we have the Galarian Meowth sold for 53. We have one of the new Pikachus at 22. We got another one at 22, 26, 34. Another one at 31. So those Pikachus are getting pretty good value. And we did have a sale of the Crystal Lugia, which sold at $528. So not a ton of them on eBay yet, but we do have a couple sales. And to end it off, we're going to check out the new Storm Emeralda set. So we're going to check on TCG Player. So the gold Mega Rayquaza right here, market price $1,300. That's the only sale on there. But we have a sale that's cheaper on eBay, which we're going to check. And then we got the Mega Rayquaza SIR at $791, the Raikou at $92, the Zinnia's Trust at $76, the Full Art Mega Rayquaza EX at $75, the Full Art Mega Golisopod at $50. And remember, there's barely any sales for these cards, so do not pay these prices. They will definitely drop. And we got the Mega Golurk SIR at $48. Card's pretty sick. And the Full Art at $34. Got the Stripper Kecleon at $29. It's the most expensive illustration rare or art rare. Kyogre at $29. And we got the Arun at $26. Tate and Lysia's Training at $23. The Groudon at $24. The Pincharin at $22. Got the Raikou Full Art at $20. And everything else is, $20 or less. We got the Enamorus here at $19. Got the Altaria at $15, Inkay at $15, Growlithe at $14, Magmar at $13. And if we actually check 130 point and see the actual sales, we got the Full Art of the Rayquaza that sold for $45. Another one at $46. We got the SIR, SAR at $710, $608, $950. And let's see, I know we had another gold one here. Here's another raw one at $675, $596, $638. We did have a sale for the gold one at $1,087. We got another one here at $1,000 and another one here at $1,383, but that is not USD. The other two are in USD. So definitely a little bit cheaper, or actually a decent amount cheaper on, eBay and stuff than TCG Player, just because there's no sales on TCG Player. That's why I always recommend to never buy stuff on TCG Player for that like pre-order stuff or when it's just like brand new. Always wait a little bit. But all right, that was this week's Pokemon Flying Friday. If you guys like this content, want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, check out my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, Fanatics, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my newest Sunday video where we do our Slab Sunday and we go over so many cards that are dropping in price, all the way from base set, all the way to the modern stuff. And then also, if you guys want to watch any of my other vending videos, you can click the playlist above also. But all right, see you next time.